ride a river over
Hello and welcome to the first emission in this 2026, and we are trying Kick for the first time. This is a technical test for Kick, basically, and just for start this year and check some tweets, maybe some articles. I'm not sure because my connection is not so good. That's all the test is about. My connection and even the OBS, because I'm not sure is the latest one or the correct one. So let's see what happened. And welcome. I hope you enjoy the music. Let me show you a little bit of the cover so you can find it if you want. An Italian band. Calibro 35 or Caliber 35 or 35 caliber. Okay, first one in line we have. Check this. I couldn't believe it. That is already accessible for common people. Prepare yourself for this. Here we go. So, continuing my series on weird things you can rent in the cloud by Lori Wired. So, you can zap live human brain cells in a microfluidic life support system in Switzerland and teach it to play games only for 500 a month. What do you think? Very creepy, right? Or not? Unethical for sure? What the bioethical field has to say about this? Or what do you have to say about this? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments or whatever you can. Oh, I'm not watching the chat in Kick. That is bad. Let me see. In 5 minutes, I'm gonna try to open Kick and see if it's not collapsing my computer. Next email. No, not email. Next tweet or X. A new organ has been found behind your nose. What? 2025 and we are finding new organs? Can you believe that? Like the 7,000 islands in Japan that they found a couple of years ago. Did you know that? Do you remember that? Okay. For centuries, every anatomy textbook swore there were only 3 pairs of major salivary glands. Turns out the books were wrong, and the missing ones were hiding in plain sight. In 2020, Dutch researchers scanning head and neck cancer patients with a cutting-edge PET-CT technique noticed an unexpected glow deep in the nasopharynx. Nasopharynx? I don't know. Right where the nasal cavity drains into the throat. No textbook had ever marked a salivary gland there. They double-check 100 consecutive patients Same structure in every single one. Then they dissected 2 fresh cadavers, and there they were. A previously unknown pair of macroscopic salivary glands, roughly 3.9 centimeters long, dropped over the tubarium, the cartilage of the Eustachian tube. Eustachian tube, that is new to me. Great name, Eustachio. The team named them the tubarial glands. Their job? What is their job? Let's see. Their job: keep the upper throat and the back of the nose moist during talking, swallowing, and breathing. An area that gets painfully dry after radiation. Wow. Here's why this matters. Radiation oncologists had never been told to spare this spot. The researchers reanalyzed treatment plans from 723 patients and found the more radiation the tubular region received, the worse the toxicity. More trouble swallowing, thicker saliva, constant dry mouth. A simple anatomical blind spot had been quietly worsening outcomes for years. Now that we know these glands exist, new radiation protocols can shield them, giving thousands of head and neck cancer patients an easier road to recovery. Good. There it is, the place. Okay, I can see the Eustachian tubular. What was their name? I want to find it. The cartilage of the Eustachian tube. Eustachian tubes, they say. There it is. Wow. A discover from 2020. There's no community note that says something. Okay, let's continue. What do we else have? This is a short one. 91.4% of worries experienced by people with anxiety never come true. Yeah? And when they come true, it's because self-fulfilling prophecies. You think that what you believe is true and you start to behave according to that belief, and that behavior create your supposition in the first place. Make it real afterwards, of course. I hope that makes sense. Next one. A guy in YouTube. Let me zoom in. This is nice. Music is starting to fail. Any moment I can go out offline because my computer is a little bit weak for this work. We are optimizing everything we have, and up to this point, it's working, so I'm happy. A guy on YouTube built an IR sensor plus receiver that could reconstruct conversations from the captured microscopic vibrations on a window, so they can scan the movement in the window near the people are talking and decode it as talk. I don't know. Amazing. One time I saw an old pottery from an ancient civilization, and they made the same. Extract some audio from the surface of the vessel, ceramic vessel, you know. So it's not so new, but this is a very scary technique. Apparently, it's an old trick. Okay, that was I was saying. But there's something beautiful about it, capturing information through odd setups. This was a quick one. I I would love to be able to open a YouTube video, but I don't think we are ready yet. Let's continue. This is a very good one. It's an hypothesis, but very plausible. Mind as a receiver, not creator. Psychologists are exploring a fascinating idea that challenges how we understand the human mind. Thoughts might not be something we actively produce. Instead, they may arise, arrive, or surface from deeper subconscious processes beyond conscious control. That is for sure. It's not a conscious function. Rather than being authored moment by moment, thoughts appear automatically, often without warning or intentions. Brain imaging studies show the neural activity linked to a thought begins milliseconds before a person becomes aware of it. This suggests awareness comes after the thought has already formed. Wow. I would love to know what are they measuring as a predecessor of the thought in the unconscious activity of the mind. But let's see what they say. This suggests awareness comes after the thought has already formed, not before. Meditation research supports this too, showing how thoughts emerge spontaneously when the mind is quiet, then fade when attention shifts. This perspective changes how we relate to anxiety, creativity, and self-judgment. If thoughts are received rather than chosen, then observing them without attachments becomes easier. Mental clarity may come not from controlling the mind, but from listening to it with awareness. Metacognition is also known as a practice that helps in this sense. The mind may be less like a writer and more like a radio, tuning into signals already in motion. Nice one. Subpersonalities, invisible forces, spirit attachments, an alternative. I don't know if this is an article that elaborates on the tweet we just read, or it is another theme. But we're not gonna find out today. Next. Ooh, AI and poetry. Huh. Boom! Poetry breaks AI alignment. Poetry? But why? Verses of vulnerability. Oh, poetry's power to pierce AI armor. In the grand theater of artificial intelligence, where AI mimic human thought with billions of parameters and trillions of tokens, a humble verse emerged as the ultimate saboteur. Imagine imagine whispering a sonnet to a fortress, only for its walls to crumble not from brute force, but from the subtle rhythm of rhyme. Yet, poetry is usually the last thing AI engineers study. Indeed, many run from the non-logic of it. Yet, AI have used this as a tool in prompting since the first LLMs. It was a secret, I got a lot more, but now it is out in the open. So you can do a back-to-back rap duel with an AI, right? That would be fun. A duel of poems. Where was I? One story, a very large corporate client has my poem as a prompt. Okay, in one story, A very large corporate client has my poem as a prompt to help their customer service AI note break. Wow! And it never has. See, it can be used in inverse as a super system prompt. I don't get that phrase. Sorry. So, what is this crazy? No, this isn't a plot of some cyberpunk ballad. It's the stark reality non-confirmed by researchers at DEXAI's Icaro Lab and Sapienza University of Rome. Okay. Their study, adversarial poetry as a universal single-turn jailbreak mechanism in large language models. What? Wow! Reveals that poetry isn't just art, it's a skeleton key to AI's forbidden chambers. What? Picture this. A user crafts a poem that veils a sinister request, like instructions for crafting a nuclear device in layers of metaphor and matter. The AI, trained to rebuff direct demands for harm, succumbs to the poetic allure. Why? Why this? Because poetry dances around literal intent, wrapping malice in elegance. The researchers tested, and my work proved this adversarial poetry on 25 leading models, including Google's Gemini 2.5 Pro, OpenAI's GPT-5, xAI's Grok 4, and Anthropic's Claude Sonnet 4.5. The results? A damning indictment of AI safety's fragility. The top strikes from the study. Staggering success rates. Handcrafted poems achieved an average attack success rate of 62% across all models. That's a lot, man. For AI-generated poems, using models like DeepSeek to convert 1,200 known harmful prompts into verse, the ASR, this index we just wrote, average attack success, hit 43%, still a 5-fold jump from plain process baselines, and up to 18 times higher in some cases. This is a catastrophe. Let's read poetry right now. And write poem. Model by model mayhem. Anthropic's Claude and Google's Gemini 2.5 Pro folded like a house of cards with 100% ASR. What? Every single poetic prompt tricked into harmful output. Meta's model responded to 70% of them. What are you saying? Meta is better than Anthropic and Google in this? Okay, that's good to know. Let me download some llama or avocado. It's named now, I think. Even sturdier ones like GPT-5, 10 to 50% ASR, weren't immune, proving no AI is truly safe. Okay, that we already know, but through poetry? That is very poetical. Universal and effortless. This isn't a glitch in one system, it's a systemic flaw. The jailbreak works in a single turn, no multi-step coaxing needed. It spans languages, English and Italian tested, and architectures, from closed source behemoths to open weight alternatives. Even automated poetry churned out by one AI to attack another bypasses words with alarming ease. Real-world risks exposed. In sanitized examples, poems about baking a layer cake or guarding a secret oven tricked AIs into detailing plutonium production for nuclear weapons. The researchers withheld actual verses for safety, of course. But the implication is clear. Why poetry works? The rhythm of deception. Poetry isn't just words, it's a rebellion against the mundane. It employs metaphors, where a whirling rack might hint at a centrifuge for uranium. It employs metaphors, where a whirling rack might hint at a centrifuge for uranium enrichment and rhyme to obscure the ask. AI safety filters, honed on straightforward prose, scan for explicit keywords like bomb or virus. But verses disrupts this. It's stylistic obfuscation at its finest. As the researchers note, these models' guards rely on features concentrated in prosaic surface forms and are insufficiently anchored in representations of underlying harmful intent. I know why and how to fix it. In essence, poetry confuses the AI's pattern-matching brain, making malice seem like mere muse. Think of it as whispering secrets to a guard dog, trained only on shouts. The dog hears the melody, not the menace, and lets you pass. Ha! Fantastic! Let's continue, shall we? Okay, I don't like this one. I don't know why I choose it. Then we have two articles, but for today, I think it's a very great test for start the new year 2026. I wish you a fantastic weekend. Thank you very much for being here, and see you the next one.